So much for your mask.
This mask.
Just got my lipstick on it. That mask is famous. You made that mask famous.
I did. Well, is it the first time it's ever had lipstick on it?
Yes, it's the only time it's ever going to have lipstick on it.
It's not really airtight.
No, but it will be when I put it on.
Okay, well then, all right. So
just for those of you guys that you laughed. Some of you thought it was a joke that this could not also be used as a bra.
How many bras
what do you
oh my gosh.
We're very inventive over here.
You don't need to really.
Yeah, just so people can see what it looks like.
Lovey. That looks just wonderful. Okay.
It's not a grandma bra.
You can ring my bell.
Should I keep it on for the
it's up to
duration?
Well, isn't that special?
I got double support.
Yes, you do.
And you know what?
What's that?
Remember what Playtex says.
What?
Support can be beautiful.
Oh, okay. Well, it is beautiful. It looks great on you. I think I made like my two bras, my lady.
Are better than one in the bush.
Okay.
So
here we are, done being single, the coronavirus version.
She's wearing a mask, a bra, and a mask.
It's a mask. It's a bra.
It's two in one.
It's Reese's. It's chocolate. It's peanut butter. What was that? It's two things in one. What was it?
It's you're soaking in it.
No, that's Palmolive.
Madge.
You're getting your 70s advertising mixed up.
And you want to be my latex salesman. Okay. Which is going to have a little tie into our guest today too.
Okay.
How are you, honey?
I'm hanging in there.
Yes, you are. I can see. Yes. And you look beautiful.
Thanks.
You really do.
Thank you.
Considering this time that we are all in, it's not an easy time for any of us, is it?
No.
How are we handling this?
I don't know. I don't even know if we should be laughing.
Well, if you're not laughing, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm drinking. Yeah, that too.
All right. Well, okay.
No, you gotta laugh. You gotta
laugh.
Yeah.
Or else.
But you've also. I've done a little of that too.
Yes, you have.
But I think I know where you're going with this Done Being Single version.
Good.
The video version. Because it is really incumbent upon us all to take good care. And to
we do have to take good care.
Yeah. You have to stay healthy and strong. I mean, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically.
There are things thrown at us daily that we have not dealt with in the past. And as you know, one of my favorite expressions is we are never given anything that we cannot handle.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying that a lot over the past few months because we have been given so much that in our past lives, we probably would have said, I can't deal with this. But we are dealing with it.
Yeah.
We don't really have a choice. We do have a choice. I talked about it last week. What's the alternative? We're not going to dig a hole and put ourselves in it and bury ourselves. No. We face these things head on and we deal with them and we chip away and we make sure that if it's a mountain, we make it a molehill and we file it away and get on to the next thing. So that's the important thing. And
right.
I think that, well, okay, but I'm here for you in case you don't feel that way.
Thanks. No, I told you, supported all the way. I mean, from my tits on up, I feel, I do have some good support and family and friends. Yes. But in what if you don't? What if you don't?
Many people don't.
Okay, so
many people are
so
alone.
I think with this little mini episode we're going to do right now is going to be devoted to your own self-care and your own your own ability
it's absolutely it is including those subjects. It's also how are we coping? How are we getting through our days? Because we believe that everybody is probably sharing a similar thing right now where we are forced to be inside, and that forces us to look inside and take care of ourselves differently than we would if we were being social and engaging others, which we really are not able to do. Thankfully, we have each other and we have our friends online, and we are talking on the phone,
Right.
communicating via video.
And this is the whole purpose of what we're doing right now, is to keep people in the loop and connected, and so that they don't feel isolated and
Yes,
cut
because
off
I
from
think
the
it's
world.
very easy for that to happen. We have neighbors that I feel for that are older and isolated, and we can't go over there and spend time with them. We can find out if they need anything from the market if we go, and make sure that our trips to the market are valuable that way.
Can I relax now? Can I take
Certainly.
off my bra?
Please.
Okay, thanks. Everybody, this is
Watch out, we may be up to our neck and tits in a second.
for those of you who have.
And here they come. Ready, go.
Woo!
Wow.
Burn the bras. Oops.
Okay.
Woo!
Nip it in the bud.
Well, so
Women's lib.
yes.
I thought I saw a
Free.
Okay.
Free at last.
All
Or
right.
actually not, because guess what? I got another one under here. So.
And that'll be coming out in the second episode. So be sure you stay tuned.
That's the X-rated version.
You know, we
of
may
Done
have
Being Single.
we may get more views
That's
on
the
this.
sexy lifestyle
this is-
version of Done Being
okay.
Single.
So
Where were we?
Well, how has our routine changed since we have been somewhat sequestered?
Drinking more, which
Not-
is
we're really
which is
not.
hard to do since
We-
we
actually,
really
we-
we drink a lot anyway.
No, we have not been drinking more. We haven't
I-
been started drinking earlier. I think that we're keeping to those cocktail hours. We're
Okay.
respecting those. We wish we were drinking more. I think that we have a feeling like, you want to be drinking more?
I've been drinking straight tequila.
A couple times you have been.
I just went right to the hard stuff.
Okay.
You know, I'm not pussing around with
No, you're
with prosecco anymore. Prosecco's for pussies.
Oh, really?
Okay. I like it stiff and hard.
So
So, yes. How have we been changing our
Well,
routine? Oh, okay. More CBD oil. Drops. Knee tons of
I
CBD,
did
more
not
than
know that.
usual.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you see it in the medicine
I
chest.
don't know what that it was.
But
okay.
everything else, you know what? I'm still exercising.
Yes, you are.
I still get out. I still walk. I run. I do a little park circuit,
Well, we did
which we do anyway.
like we're not playing tennis
No.
because we can't really organize it, and they lock the courts here in Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
But we have played Kadima,
smash ball.
which
There's
is a
that fun Israeli game that you play on
it's a
sand.
very
Well,
fun
you
game.
can't go on the beach anymore, so forget that. What else?
You can't go to the beach anymore.
I think you
beaches
can't
are
go to the
closed?
beach anymore.
We'll have
Although our guest is going to
our
tell us
guest
for
will
sure
let
if he
us
can go
know.
because
Yes.
he lives on the beach.
He could. Luckily, he has a home right next to the beach.
I think we should bring him on.
Well,
Don't you think?
no, because
He's kind of interesting.
Kind of.
Oh, maybe more than us.
Well, yeah, we know that, but we're not.
Okay.
I mean, I'll have to edit you out in this part
Okay.
because this is where you kind of put your producer hat on, and
Tell you what to do.
yeah, it doesn't work that way
Okay.
because
It's not
I'm the boss.
about you.
Really?
Yeah,
According
okay.
to who?
well,
I have actually kept more promises than I've made.
so yes, our routine has not changed that much. I mean, we both work from home, so that is I think we're getting up a little later, and I'm not sleeping through the night.
Yeah,
as
that not
much.
sleeping well.
Yeah, that's kind of a drag.
But for the most part, yeah, you know, doing what we can at home and exercising and
We're-
meditating. I'm meditating a lot
Yes, you
more,
are.
a lot more
You're forcing
which
me to be
is
quiet when that
saving me.
happens.
from
We're,
total
we're
insanity.
cooking a lot more. I think not that we didn't cook a lot before, but we're
Mhm. Mhm.
making interesting meals these
Mhm.
days and being very resourceful for what we have in our
Mhm.
pantry and
Mhm.
fridge. So And working out is something that I'm kind of resolute to do a little bit more now than I was before.
See this? It's called twisting one's arm. See this? It's called pulling one's teeth.
You see this? It's called titty twisters. All right.
That's what it takes to get Robbie to exercise.
Nah.
Oh, that in a pandemic. I made him a bet
No.
that I could get him in rip-roaring shape during this. If there was ever a time to get in shape, and I mean get in shape, let me do it. Are you man enough? And then he drove away.
Yes, I'm man
Come on,
enough.
are you really?
Well,
I wanted to take a before and after picture.
yeah,
You wouldn't let me.
yeah, because there's, I got plenty of
If
before.
not now, when? If not us, who? Me, who? You, who?
You who? I could go for
Come
a
on,
yoo-hoo
do
right now.
it. Do it.
Will you shush?
This is what, you know what? Being a wife fucking sucks sometimes. He doesn't listen to a thing I say. And he married a trainer. Okay? Hello. This is, what I do. And he won't do it.
This is what I do.
It drives me insane.
Okay. Does it really drive you insane?
It drives me insane that you won't do as I say.
Okay.
Stop with the sound
We are
effects.
gonna.
You can't get out of this.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
No,
we're-
you gotta
okay.
face the music, pal. Uh-huh.
Where's the beef?
All right.
I'll give
We're
you
gonna
beef.
we're gonna take a
I'll
break.
show you your own beef. You got beef in there
Okay.
somewhere.
So let's take our first break, and then we're gonna come on with
Oh
our
my God.
great guest
This
today.
is like AM radio back in the day.
Yes. You know who's on today? Phil Morris.
I knew there was someone more interesting than us that was coming on.
Yeah. But Phil's, one of the greatest. And
Yes.
a dear friend.
Yes. He's so
And-
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
super.
We both
Talk
go
about
way,
mind, body, and
way
soul,
back.
physically, mentally, spiritually, taking care of yourself.
He's gonna have a lot to
Okay.
offer.
A lot.
So
Stay tuned.
let's
And
go to our
listen
first break.
Me.
Okay.
Okay.
We are going to our first break, and we will be right back with Phil Morris. Slate it up.
You can read it because then I have to put my glasses on, which I don't want to do.
I'm not gonna do that. Let's do this now. Okay.
That's a big ass bio.
Yeah. Well,
That's a short bio.
What?
That's the Cliff Notes version.
Get out.
You should see my IMDb. I say that to everybody, by the way.
Okay.
All right. So. All right. This is segment.
Start the tape here.
Oh, really? You're going to
And
talk
we
when
are
I'm
gonna go
talking?
into some.
Shush. All right, we're going to slate this. This is segment 2, and we are back. So we're going to bring in someone that we both know and love and close friends.
Long
and-
time.
Yeah, long time.
Went longer than you.
Yeah.
We go back.
I don't know if it's
Family
longer
friend.
than,
Oh, no.
You know,
no, Art. No.
I knew his wife before I knew
Paul
him.
Brandon and Sonia Brandon and the Morris family. Forget about it.
That goes way back, doesn't it? Right.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well,
I got you beat. So
our guest today
Dad used
is
to
Phil
represent
Morris.
Greg Morris, Phil's
Oh,
father.
he did. Well, that's groundbreaking right there.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
All right.
Phil was born in Iowa, but raised in Southern Cal with his 2 sisters, Iona and Linda.
Which we
His
love,
mother,
know, and
Lee,
love.
was a beautiful singer-songwriter.
Know her, love her.
And his father, Greg Morris, was known to audiences for his role as Barney Collier, the electronics wizard in the groundbreaking suspense drama Mission Impossible. And this was groundbreaking because I think him, along with Bill Cosby, were the 2 first African-American men that were on a primetime series in the 60s, and really incredible. Phil's sister, Iona, was in my grade. So Phil was like the little kid then. Remember him. Let's see. It was a surreal dream come true for Phil, who had starred in The Young and Restless. Prior to that, as another groundbreaking character, Tyrone Jackson, who went undercover as a white man to break up the local syndicate in fictitious Genoa City. But it was the out-of-box character of Jackie Chiles in Seinfeld that has brought Phil his greatest recognition to date. The brash, fast-talking lawyer has struck a chord with the popular public and continues to thrill a new generation of television viewers. Phil has had a long and varied career with guest star roles on shows from Knight Rider and Girlfriends to Smallville and Blackish, and starring roles in series from The New Love Boat, Wanda at Large, and Marblehead Manor to Love That Girl. His current projects range from playing the manipulative genius father of Cyborg in the DC Universe superhero drama Doom Patrol to the sports-obsessed father in ABC Freeform's Same Time Next Christmas. The movies Black Dynamite, Meet the Spartans, and Clay Pigeons can also be added to Phil's CV. The list of credits is an IMDb addict's dream. He's also big in voiceovers.
Yeah.
And it's
This
been
guy
a
does
big
it
part
all.
of his
He's
career.
got a big ass bio.
He's got a big ass bio. He's had roles in Justice League, The New Frontier, and Justice League Doom, Secret Saturdays, Green Lantern, Spider-Man, The Legion of Superheroes, to name a very few. Phil had the amazing experience of voicing the first animated African-American character in a Disney film as Joshua Sweet for Atlantis, The Lost Empire. It continues. As a lifelong comic book fan, Phil's animated ventures have been a thrill for him every time he steps behind the mic, and he is a comic book freak. He's got them all in his place, too. It's amazing. A devotee of Wing Chun Kung Fu, Phil credits his longtime master, Hawkins Chung, with any skill he might have developed in the more than 30 years he's practiced this beautiful yet deadly art. Don't get involved with Phil on this level. Acting continues to be a driving force, but the world of production is occupying much of Phil's time as well, with several projects that are in varying states of development. Phil,
Oh my God.
welcome
Finally.
to Done Being Single.
All right, already.
Making babies cry already.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Sorry about that.
Yeesh. I didn't know you were going to read the whole thing. And,
I'll cut it out in post.
No, you can't.
Sure I can.
You
I can do
really
anything.
can't. It's too good.
I could make it your bio in post. Are you kidding? All right.
It's been a good run. What can I say? It's a good run.
What's happening?
Phil, you're the best. I love you so much.
I love you guys. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so thrilled to be contributing to this community that you guys are creating and have created for a while, and more than sorely needed right now. Faux show.
Yeah.
Thank you. We feel the same way, and we feel that you have something that you have to offer everybody as well, all of us shut-ins that are out there. And how are you and Carla dealing with life these days?
Well, my wife Carla and I are here at the beach in Manhattan Beach. Treva was mentioning we live at the beach. We're very fortunate and blessed to be here. Our kids are all hunkered down and sequestered in their various parts of the world, all in California. As an actor, I'm uniquely used to not working more than I work. So the downtime itself is not really working me. It's what the downtime is connected to, and everybody else's biorhythms and their energy and their spirits as they go through this time. I go through my own thing because as an actor, I never know when the next moment is going to come that I'm going to have to go to Atlanta or New York or wherever, or be right here to do the work. But a lot of other people aren't used to that. They're used to a much more stable rhythm. And we're having a hard time right now. So I think it's really incumbent upon us who, like you guys, have a platform or have the initiative to speak about their own truths, to tell the community, because it's going to resonate with somebody. You're not going to be everybody's truth. You don't need to be. You just need to be your own and share that.
So, Phil, you're a man of many talents and hobbies and interests. Tell us, oh no, don't tell us because Robbie just told us in the bio.
Cool.
But there are, let's
Here comes one of
hang on a
Treva's compound questions that she's going to figure out in a second.
Okay.
Yes.
With everything you do and everything you know, how are you applying it to what's going on right now? That's, I think, what I'm trying to get at.
I am listening to the experts, and I am self-quarantining, and I am maintaining the short-term pain for the long-term gain here at home. I'm down with that. I think it's really important that we understand what those that know more than us are telling us and appreciate the truths that they are revealing to us, even if we don't like them, even if they're uncomfortable for us. So what do I do, Phil Morris, personally? I train every single day. I train anyway. I'm a physical nut. I think we spend too little time concerned with our organism that houses our brain and our heart and our lungs and our innards. We're so concerned with making money or associating with society in a certain way or being online or whatever, as opposed to reinvesting in yourself, reinvesting in your garden, tending your own garden, whether that's spiritually or mentally or physically. For me, it's very physical because I appreciate that. I like it. I think it helps the quality of my life. And then that consequence means that my body looks better. I don't go at it from the body beautiful point of view. I go at it from the quality of my life point of view. I have barometers of achievement. Trevor, we've been very competitive our whole lives. I've known you a long time. You love track and field, you love volleyball, tennis, all these things. You're a physical animal like I am. And Robbie, we're getting to know each other as fast friends and close friends. But I get that you're just as competitive. So as human beings, we need to satisfy that in a way. And I do that by competing against myself, whether that's in the gym, whether that's on the beach stretching, whether that's doing my form at the park with my dog, whether I'm with my wife and we're taking a sand walk or the lunge walk or whatever. Every moment I try to fill with another part of affirmation for me. And then when I go into these moments that are so difficult, like now, I try to superimpose all of that training in those moments that I am less clear, that I'm less aware of what the answer actually is. But because I am training consistently, I have a reservoir of material that I can apply to my fears, to my misgivings. And when you don't work on yourself, those fears can overwhelm you. Those misgivings can take you into a place that's not appropriate for you. It's not unnatural. We should be concerned right now. It's a concerning time. But we don't have to feel victimized by it. We can be much more proactive than we are.
How has your regimen changed during this period?
I'm finding really creative ways to work out at home. I did my first Instagram live video on workouts today. It was a bit of a trial run for me. I hesitate a lot of times because I'm not a trainer like Treva is. I don't have a certificate. I'm a martial arts devotee and I have a certain skill, but I don't pass myself off as an expert. The only thing I am expert in is me. The only thing I have mastery over to the degree that I do is me. So I get to learn as much as I put out. So what I'm doing for my workouts, what's changed, is I can't go to the gym and I don't have weights. Like a lot of people have home weights. I don't have that. The other day I'm walking downstairs with this big ass bag of groceries, which we all have to get from the market. And I'm like, damn, this is heavy. And I went, damn, this is heavy. I can use this.
Mm-hmm.
It has a handle. I had like 2.5 gallons of tea in it and bottles of water. I can take the water out to make it lighter. I can put water in it to make it heavier. It's a really sturdy bag, which we all have because paper to plastic, we all had to have our own bags. You got at least that, right? So I started to make up this workout in the garage, of which I've been working out for years in. But now it's all takes place in the garage. I use a step stool, kettlebells up to 20 pounds, not heavy. Because if you don't have kettlebells, you got a can of beans, you got a thing of rice,
Right.
you got a thing of Tide or detergent or bleach, and you just take that, you think outside the box to work the same muscle groupings that you would work at the gym.
See, the problem with Robbie is that he'll eat them before you work out with them.
Only the Tide Pods.
Yeah, you have to use more toxic materials then. Paint cans will be good for you.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're really.
It's all
This is
about you.
no.
It's
Frame setup.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Okay, so I have.
And
A,
your
That's only
stomach will do
okay,
enchilada.
so Phil, I'm with you on that. By the way, that's called functional fitness. That's something I do with my clients so that, especially the older. Hold on a second.
Cover your mouth.
Especially my older clients, because they're fall risks.
Right.
So we work on a lot of dynamic balance work and agility and coordination, using your own body weight and simulating things that you would do in everyday life, like picking up groceries, bending down, stuff like that. So in lieu of weights and fancy equipment, you got it. You can use everyday household stuff like big, jugs of water, detergent, or whatever.
So smart.
I have a question, and I think you and I have a little of the same issue in that our spouses aren't as, nutty about exercises. We are. And I remember one night you and Carla came over, and Robbie and I think we got into a fight maybe over it, because I was telling Robbie, you need to do, you need to do this.
And
you
Carla
need to
got on you.
And you need to read this, and you need to check out that, and you need to, be get more into my shit, man. Like the shit I'm into, personal growth and development, and
Right. And what
self-improvement. It didn't end well. It was very bad. I think we almost got divorced.
No.
In our living room.
Carla interjected and said, "Why are you doing this? He doesn't need to do that."
Well, because she doesn't like to do it. She and Phil don't share the same passion.
Right,
So
she doesn't inflict upon Phil her things.
No, I agree that it wasn't it.
You're not close that circle.
I do. I agree. Okay. Okay. No,
because they were here, and I remember Carla made it a point of what
happens.
So I understand the question. I think, which is when you're
a better man than I am.
One way, and the other, your significant other's balances in another area, or not. It's not commensurate physically. How do you reconcile that? That's a tough one. I just be honest.
Yeah.
It's tough because it's a physical thing, and we are an organism. However, there's a certain amount of understanding and acceptance that each one of us has to come to about each other. It used to affect me to the degree that it would hurt my workouts because I was going to the gym so much, I was working out so much, and Carla really wasn't. She was either working a lot, or she didn't have the time, or she was tired, or whatever it was that didn't allow her to do that. And that affected me, and that's not appropriate. I can't allow that. I have to allow her to be her.
Affected you how?
By example.
How'd that affect you, Phil?
Well, how I was processing it was terrible for me, because I was blaming her for why she wasn't doing certain things, and then it would shut me down, and then I wouldn't want to go to the gym, or I'd go to the gym with a bad attitude because here I am alone at the gym again, and so it was all that negativity. I had to stop. I had to say, I'm doing this for me. Do it for yourself. She comes along, she comes along. She does not, she does not. And I have to appreciate exactly who she is, where she is. And because I did that, because I let her go, she could see where she was, as opposed to me trying to put her in a place, which I would do unconsciously, even though I'm not trying to. Hold on, because this is really important, because I'm getting it too. Yeah. I would put her in a place, I didn't mean to, but I would say certain things about my own physicality, or in a backdoor way hers, because I was frustrated, because I did want her to do certain things that would be good for her. But of course, selfishly, it was what I wanted her to do as well. So when I dropped that, then she could see, look, I am not doing this for myself. He's not putting any pressure on me, and I still don't feel great about it. So let me get involved with it. And when I'd say, see, honey, I got to go to the gym cleanly, and not call her later or text her later and I wish you were here and how come you're not here. Mm-hmm. She got clear about it as well. Mm-hmm. So that's how it affected us. She slowly, like today, we do a meditation now every morning because she wants to change. And she's been starting this meditation with Jay Shetty every morning at 9:30. And I join her. And if that's where we start and that's how we go, then that's how we start and that's how we go.
I love it. That's a beautiful thing. And thank you for sharing that, because that is very informative.
Yeah. No, this is one of the things I'm learning about marriage. I'm learning. This is all, this is kind of new for me, but I feel like, Phil and I, we have wisdom to share, and we've got good stuff and good advice. And, there have been times when I get frustrated that you are not interested. And Carla was right. Carla's like, dude, lay off, let him be him. And she was absolutely right. Sometimes it frustrates me, like it does you, Phil, because like you've got the answer, right? And if you you're right, right.
The answer for him,
for me,
right? Or okay, for you, but like for everybody.
Well, Treva, I know what you mean. There's a baseline truth, right? There's an objective truth to wellness and physical fitness. You're right, but we are all individual contractors and independent contractors. And we just don't all come to that understanding with a commensurate awareness. It moves you in a certain way. It doesn't move him. You still love him.
Mhm.
So for it to move him, the more you're you in it, the more he'll go, shit, I want a piece of that. I want a piece of that.
Yeah, so now I just say, okay, bye. I'm going to do my own thing, but and hopefully that I rub off as a good influence, or I'm a good example.
And I'll
in some
either
way.
join her or I
And
won't.
so now we're getting better at it, but it was tough in the beginning because this is what I know. This
The
is my
beginning being
wheelhouse.
last week.
I'm not just saying that's what you have to learn, Robbie. There's a lot for you to understand this too. That is, you did marry a physical human being. You married a person who's very grounded in the yang, as I call it. There's more yin in the more artistic areas that you play. There's more yang in the more physical areas that Treva plays in. And so it's commensurate, and it's important for both of us to come to meet in the middle and to understand that, yeah, there is a barometer of truth to what she's saying about your health. And then there is the woman that you've married and how you want to appeal to her, and you want her to be appealing to you.
I have learned
Yes.
to shut off the trainer. I'm
Oh, really?
learning. I'm learning to shut all that off.
What time when did that
The
happen?
trainer.
Really?
Yeah.
Mark it.
The self-improvement person.
Okay.
Okay. Personal
it.
growth,
I
development.
don't want you don't have to shut it off.
I do all that for a living. And so sometimes I can't help myself because I feel like I know what's good for you. I know. I have the answers. If you would just listen to me and,
But
I can't do that.
I ask this question a lot for people. I say, you're driving in traffic and it's bad traffic, it's kind of funky, and someone wants to get in, and you have to let them in if you can. So you do. You go, okay, get in, and you let them in. And then do you get upset that they don't acknowledge that you let them in?
Yes.
Did you do that so that you get the acknowledgement of you letting them in? Or did you do that because that was the right thing to do in traffic? And it's always just the right thing to do, but our ego wants the acknowledgement of, thank you for being so kind to me. Thank you for being so aware. And you can't presuppose that what your answer is, someone else is going to appreciate.
Exactly true. And it happens many times a day when you're driving in LA traffic.
Oh my God, no one waves thank you. I do it all the time. I can't do it enough.
That's for you.
Yeah.
But to expect that others are going to then wave back to you it's
right.
very unzen.
And when it happens, it makes you feel good.
That's the other side of the conversation. That's not. It's what's your intention? Is your intention to be noticed for how good you were, how right you could be, how correct that was, your action was, or are you just living in right action? Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay. On that note, we're going to go to a second break right now. And
you haven't driven with me, Phil.
Oh
my God.
In her Mini, it's dangerous. Yabba dabba doo mobile.
People don't wave back.
Oh yeah.
Speed racer or what's going on? We'll talk about it after the break.
We have entitlement issues.
No, I don't.
No, we don't. But I'm saying that we have encountered that in others that are.
Oh, the selfishness is out of control here in LA.
All right, we're going to a break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Pause that. And slate this up. This is segment 3, and we are back.
Okay, so we were talking about the physical.
Yeah.
I do want to, before we move on to what I want to.
Are you interrupting yourself again?
Okay. Let's just end. I want one more thing with the physical, okay?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are not like you and me, that are more like Robbie and are, sort of enthusiasts, they go to the gym a little bit, maybe not much, maybe not at all. They don't have that gene. They don't have that. And I realize, not everybody's wired to love exercise like you and me.
Right.
So what would you suggest? I will tell you what I suggest. And then you can tell me, or you tell me what you suggest for those
for people who aren't where we are with that.
Yes, particularly in today, right now, in the climate we're in. What if you're not a gym rat?
I think you need some sort of practice in your life. I think in life you need a framework. You need a structure. You need a physical act that humbles you, that is bigger than you, or that you can never perfect, that you commit to. It teaches you many things. Focus, discipline, truth beyond your own selfish, comfortable truths.
Yes.
Our honoring of the physical. We're a physical being. We walk this earth organically. No matter what we think and say, we're in a casing that you have to honor. you have to be a good gardener, or else your garden's going to fail.
Right.
And right. And
Yeah.
so depending on how beautiful you are, that's a whole nother level of thinking. But just to get through this, Robbie and I were talking about it earlier, the battle of life, right? We're all in this life battle right now. I use it metaphorically. It's not real war. It's just your own war, right? So how do you stay healthy in that? Physically and mentally and spiritually all together. Your physicality houses your spirit and your mind. So why are you going to denigrate your physical? So I'm just saying, see that as what's important. Maybe not as important as we see it. That's a different thing. But as important as your life depends on this. So.
Yeah, especially right now, it's so important, as I was saying at the top of the show, to stay healthy and well and strong. But like I said, I'm very aware that a lot of people just despise exercise. They just hate it. And for that reason, I think there is something called micro steps, little habits, baby steps, micro steps, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to go out and kill yourself all at the same time. You don't even have to go out, just maybe 20 minutes.
Right, I totally agree.
15 minutes. Start with 10 minutes.
So
micro steps.
Don't overwhelm yourself.
Correct. You want to build up. You also want to build your the feeling that you can do it, that feeling of accomplishment, that you know what I'm saying? You don't want to overwhelm yourself too fast, nor do you have to.
Give yourself small wins, the little wins.
The small victories really, really add up, and it will prevent you from getting either A, overwhelmed, or B, completely discouraged as well. So especially right now when there's nowhere to go, check out some videos online. You can go outside. I mean, there are things that you can do to keep yourself sane and fit and in shape. You can also
so many more outlets now than our parents had, than generations before us had. This wonderful thing, this computer that we're using, allows so many accesses to various portals of health and wellness. But it is important for us to have a certain structure. See it as a framework. We need humility in a way. We need to look to something that's greater than us, that isn't just religion, it isn't drugs, it isn't sex, it isn't booze. It's organic. It comes of and from us, and it gives us a sense of our own power. And when we retake that power, we'll be able to share it with the world.
It's not even a new technology, because Jack LaLanne was doing this on TV way back when, and people would watch him do his workout, and they would work out at home watching him, right? So
been around forever.
Exactly. So it's just incorporating new technology in this way. Now, one of the things that you talk about, micro steps and stuff, I'm a competitive person, so incorporate competition. Fun.
Yes.
Incorporate things like the Kadima game that we did. That was a good workout.
Yeah.
That it doesn't seem like a workout, but it really is, and it's competitive. And these are the things that motivate me to get out there and
that's good. That anything that's going to help you do it.
Yes.
But you have to ask the questions of yourself. I mean, people are like, I don't even know what I like. They don't even know what they want to do, because they haven't interfaced with that part of themselves that would give them that answer. Do you know what I mean? And it is simple wins. It's like we're using this meditation every morning, and I'm sitting in posture, and I have a very tight hip area, girdle area, so it becomes painful after 15 minutes, and sometimes I have to straighten my legs. But I could get through the whole 20-25 minutes today without having to get out of posture. That's a win for me. That's a little thing. I'm like, whoa,
right.
I was able to concentrate on the meditation, not have to change my physical. And that was today. So even though I'm so physical and I do all this stuff, I'm looking for little wins. I'm looking for incremental, gains.
What else you got? Good. I can edit all that out.
Okay, Phil.
Yes.
Moving on. We talked about the physical. Now I want to talk about, since you've got intimate experience with downtime, with not working, how do
he's an actor.
What can you share with our audience that's going through that right now? I mean, I'm assuming everybody is not really working, and it's scary, and it's stress inducing. How do you deal with it?
Give yourself a break. Just give yourself a break. This is that time. Acceptance is the first step. Accept that you're in the place you're in. Accept the country's in the place it's in. because you're willing it away won't help you. I used to try to will away my nerves before auditions. It was the dumbest thing I ever did. Because not only did it flatten me out, but it made me act in a completely inorganic way. I was nervous. I had energy. Things were going on. So you have to use that energy and accept it and understand that everyone's going through it. You're not alone. It isn't your little slice of the universe. We're all a big family. If there's anything that brings us together, it's challenge, struggle, because we all struggle. And we're like, shit, it doesn't matter. They're white or black or trans or female or male. They're struggling. I'm struggling. It's a commonality. So appreciate everybody. Get out of your head.
Yeah.
Get out of your head. You know what I mean?
So hard.
You know, you have to allow yourself the sense of community in this time. And then give yourself structure. I don't care if it's a jigsaw puzzle. Anything that keeps your mind occupied. I had a procedure a while back. I could do nothing for a few weeks. I did these puzzles, jigsaw puzzles. I'd never done them before in my life. Since I was like a kid, I fell in love with them. It made my mind nimble again. It opened up different sensors in my brain and my spatial relationship and things I hadn't even thought about. I love to draw. Do the things that you didn't do that you always wanted to do. The simple things. Do you draw? Did you want to learn charcoal, painting? Do you want to learn how to play the bass? You want to learn piano? You can do it on your computer. You know, these are the things that ask yourself the questions you didn't get a chance to ask yourself when the void was filled with your job and school and work and da-da-da. Now the void is empty.
And
allow yourself to discover new things.
Correct. Whether it's taking up a new trade, finishing school studies online.
Mm-hmm.
The world has changed.
Yes.
I mean, for good.
Right. And I don't know if, you know, somebody was interviewing Bob Costa earlier, and he was asking, they talked about the Tokyo Olympics being delayed a year. And, but then the question came up, well, what is the new normal going to look like anyway, when we do get back to normal? Because I think that what we are doing now it's going to be a slower rollout back to being social again than it was ceasing to be social, I think. So I think that we are going to find ourselves cocooned a little bit longer, just because we're a little apprehensive about wanting to venture out and do that, just because somebody may say, oh, it's good to go out and do that. No, we're not going to do that so fast. So I think that what is this new normal going to look like? I think that this interaction between people online, I think, is going to continue on this level and a video level, reaching out to people. And I think that we are going to see more opportunities be created in this new paradigm that we're existing in right now.
I think you're right. I think more questions are being answered, and questions we hadn't even thought of. You know, it's we've been complacent. I thought our society thought it was one thing, and then it's really something else. We're a little bit more divided than we thought. We're a little less tolerant of others than we
fragile.
thought. You were very fragile.
And fragile.
Very,
very fragile.
I mean, there's nothing like a pandemic
To show you
sort of crisis.
Yeah.
on a you know, macro level to make you panic stricken and or to set you off on complete worryation, which by
well, that panic and all that is a result of it. That's a choice. That's a choice. The virus doesn't create panic. It's our association to it that creates the panic.
But I think there's also a void of leadership that can feed into that panic and makes you anxious and feel unsteady. And this unfortunately is where it is, the climate that we are living in right now. And
right, but who are we? I mean, why are we talking? We're talking to bring light to the situation. We can discuss the dark all we want.
Correct.
We can even agree that it is dark, but where do we get the light? Where do we get to the light? It's in these moments. You have to challenge yourself.
It's providing comfort
yes.
and bonding to people, and a sense of, you know, belonging, and that you're not alone, and that we all kind of suffer with this stuff. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm an over worrier. I have great respect for anybody, maybe you, Phil. No, Robbie, who doesn't worry at all. I mean, or maybe you do, but I I don't know. Once I start to worry, it kind of chain reactions into fear and then, panic and then obsessiveness and,
That's
and,
not me.
and that's that's my work. I'm
That's
trying
right.
in this life right now.
That's a beautiful thing.
This is the moment that it's like, if not now, when? If not me, who? All of that training and all of the the focus and the hours and the meditation, which we're going to get to next, by the way, comes in handy. It's come now. I'm really using it.
It's an
And
interesting story about Jet Li, the great martial arts action guy. I don't know if it's urban legend, but I think it's true, and I choose to look at it as true. During those tsunamis in Thailand, where it came in and wiped out entire resorts and people, hundreds of people, thousands of people, he was at one of those resorts, and he was stuck in a tree. And he held on for dear life, and he saw people, buildings, roofs, people washed out to the ocean as he's holding onto this tree for days. And he said to himself, all of the years of martial arts, I could never have envisioned that this time was the one time in my life I would have to use all of it. You're never called on to use all of your strength in a moment of choice. You're called on it in a moment of challenge.
yeah,
That's why we're strong. People who tell me, I'm a strong person, I'm like, yeah, you can discuss that now all you want, because you're not being faced with having to use and exert that strength. But when you are in the face of that, who then are you? How does that manifest itself? That's what we're seeing now. Those of us that are strong, I mean, imperfect, but strong, we'll use that word. It is our responsibility to be heard. It is our responsibility to be seen. I'm going hard on Facebook about the administration. And I learn about myself, why I'm angry, why I'm upset. It's truthful for me. I'm not faking this. It's real. Do I regret anything? No, I don't.
Yeah.
Because this is causal.
Sorry.
I'm being caused to feel this way. And so I feel it's my therapy. It's my truth to express it in the most intelligent way that I can. I will get agreement or not. But it's my responsibility to pass my truth forward. That's what you guys are doing.
Time out.
can we shut the windows? We've got a gardener
Well,
here.
of course.
I didn't hear anything, honestly. I hear nothing.
We're going to go to a
We're
break.
back?
No, we're going to go to break real quick, and then
Okay.
we're going to come back with more from Phil. So we'll be right back.
Malaria Trump. I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Okay. Oh, that's good. All right. This is segment 4, and we are back.
Okay, so we've covered the physical. We've covered the downtime, what to do when you're not working.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I would like to address, which we were just starting to touch on, the psycho, emotional, spiritual, metaphysical part of it. And this is kind of this is your sweet spot. I want you to share your knowledge with our audience.
Well, everything we're talking about really distills itself to this part of the conversation. This is where you need to be the healthiest, where you have to have a sense of yourself more than ever. You need to quiet the mind. Like I told you, Carl and I are doing this meditation every morning. And my mind's fairly quiet. I don't rise too high or low. Yes, I'm an actor, dramatic. I appreciate it. I like it. I'm theatrical. I like that. But as a human being, as a special person, I want a certain equanimity. I want to feel calm. I don't want those spikes in my spirit, my being. And to do that, you need to actively seek out moments of quietude and separate yourself from the rigmarole of your life, whatever the rigmarole is, whether it's children, whether it's your job, whether it's the gardener outside every Tuesday, right? And you're like, I can't wait, I can't stand that guy. You have to quiet the mind so those things don't hit you as hard. This is a hard time. There's a lot of noise. I don't care what news you listen to. It's noiseful. It's a cacophony of doom and gloom and fear and panic. And to me, those are choices. Those are choices the mind makes to try to keep you safe. Now, I'm not saying your mind is trying to hurt you. I think it's trying to keep you safe, but it does it in an inappropriate way. It does it in the don't get burned way, as opposed to it's a better idea that you don't turn on the flame, right? The flame is on. You might want to turn it off, as opposed to don't get burned. And sometimes our mind is in the don't get burned place. And so people have to realize that you're choosing that based on your conditioning, what you've been told, how you've been brought up, your own PTSD in life. If you're at a certain age, I'm 60. I have a lot of things I've been through. There's a lot of noise in my spirit. I have had to train those things away. And it starts any moment you choose. Any moment you choose, it can begin. It doesn't have to take the right person in your life. It doesn't have the right book or the right movie or the right thing. You're the one who gives yourself the okay to feel this way. Even if you find those mentors, even if you find those spiritualists, you're the one who found them. You're the one who's listening. It's your spirit that's absorbing and accepting. So guess what? It was already in you. You already have it. We're just trying to get rid of the negative space like a good sculptor. So you get rid of the net to get the positive out. You're in there. It's all there. When you allow yourself to understand that, okay. Now the journey is to find that. It's there. I have gold. Let me just now go find it. And I know this is all conceptual and
No, I'm following you. I get it.
Yeah,
metaphorical.
Is this what
but
martial arts training teaches you?
when I do Wing Chun Kung Fu, I've been doing it for over 30 years, going on 40 years. And when I started, I really wanted to be a badass. Like every other guy who wants to learn martial arts, you want to be a freaking badass. The fastest guy, the strongest guy, I want to kick ass. It's just your visceral way. I don't know if it's testosterone, human nature, I don't know. But that is the way we all come to it. Man, woman, and child, to the martial arts. I'm no different. It took me a long time to understand that it really wasn't about that. It was about searching truth through physical activity. Yoga is that way, Pilates is that way, very many different disciplines are like that. For me, it just happened to be Kung Fu. So what I learned at the end of 30 years, 35, 40 years now, this is all a metaphor of the truth for me in training. When I train martial arts and somebody punches me and I pass their hand, now I have a straight shot, we don't have to discuss the truth. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. You don't have to say, hey, that didn't work. No, we know it works. Why? Because my hand, your hand is here, my hand is on you. There's no more greater sentient truth than that, right? Survival is a great test. So when you train these things over and over and over and over and over and over, there's a certain truth you understand innately. And as you get to the places like I was saying before, the questions in life, like this pandemic, how do I handle it emotionally? Well, I've been handling this certain truth for so long. Spiritually, I'm pretty grounded. So I use that grounding and apply it to the thing that I don't have dominion over, but I still have an understanding of it. So it gives me a leg up in not panicking and not freaking out because I've been training something else. I bring it in. That's what I mean. People need training. They need to humble themselves to something that's bigger than them.
And thank you for mentioning humble and being in humility, because I think that the longer you do it, the more you realize you can never be too humble in what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, Robbie's a big fan of humility.
That is so important because we encounter people that are not that way. We encounter people that are chest thumpers and whatever that is. And that does nothing.
Especially in my business. My business is all about that. How many followers, how many eyes are on you, how much, you've been there, that.
Right. But the greatest people that I've ever been around have been the most humble. And I always say you can never be too humble.
Is it a sliding scale? I don't know. I think about this a lot. Some of the greatest ever, it just seems like they just popped out and they were great. They were connected, right? There are certain people closer to than further away, right? Closer to the source than further away. There is a source, and so we're all trying to get closer to that source. Some people they come, bam, I'm close, man. They don't have to work at that. Right. Some of us have to work at it. You have to know who you are in that realm. Love those that are closer, that you admire, and respect them, honor them, don't hate on them. Help those that are less along the curve, less along the way to that source, and keep yourself humble, positive, and moving forward and accepting of getting closer to the source.
Yeah, I think that people without that are those that need to wave their own flag and have that need to, hey, look at me, look what I've done. This is, and after a while, you know, as you know, the best accolades are those that others give to you, not what
So
you give to
funny.
yourself. And so that registers.
Mhm. On that note, let's talk about me
Yeah.
and how great I am.
Yes.
By the way,
you are-
Wasn't that what that was about? Weren't you?
so,
Uh,
it is about me right now. I'm looking at my roots.
Oh, honey,
Every time I kind
you're
of
not
put my
alone.
hand,
Another 1.5 billion women are doing
oh
the
my
same thing right
God,
now.
this
So-
time, like next week, I'm going to look like Broomhilda.
Well, this is also a new thing that's going to be happening is that we can't get haircuts. We have to cut our own
This is
hair.
my coronavirus cut right here.
I love that's a good cut. I'm going to start using my thing in the shower and go for it, and a number 2 all around, and I'm good.
Well, for those of us ladies out there that get colored and waxed,
What do you?
we are SOL, babe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, back in the dark ages,
And
huh?
and by the time I look like Broomhilda up here, I'm going to look like your chin down there.
I thought I saw a
Phil.
pussy cat.
You don't have a visual here.
I know, I do. I've got a total mental visual here.
She's going to
Phil
have the
has
Angela
a gray,
Davis fro happening.
Phil,
Okay.
a
All right,
gray
so-
beard
Salt and pepper beard here.
coming in on the chin.
Yeah, well, that'll
that
be coming
TMI?
into my chin soon.
This is
soon
we're
too.
very open here at Done Being Single. Anything goes. It's
anything
on the
goes.
table.
You know what I'm hoping for people who do these home workouts now that everybody's at home, that they look better at the end of this virus? Could that be great? Wouldn't that be great?
I love
Everybody's so motivated.
the virus challenge.
Isn't that awesome?
I love that.
Coronavirus challenge.
Oh my God! There you go.
I know. This is what. Can we start with you?
Let's go.
Come on. Let's take a picture
Yeah.
before
Right
and
there.
after.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
where'd
Phil,
mine go?
Where did Phil? Can you give me
Right.
some of that?
Tomorrow morning, 10:45,
Help
Instagram
him.
Live.
He won't listen to me.
10:45.
To you.
That's so not true.
We'll be
Yeah,
doing
no,
legs tomorrow.
Okay. I think
What's
we've covered
next?
a lot of ground here.
Yes, we have.
Can we recap?
No.
Okay.
Can I just say how much I love Treva's family?
Yes.
And how she's so right. We've known each other for so long. Our families have been joined together for a long, long time.
Long
Paul
time.
was my father's first agent.
My dad was a young agent, and I think your dad was one of his first. He
Yes.
became a literary agent, but he was a talent agent for about
Right.
5 seconds, with your dad being one of his first clients.
Hank Roberts, I think, was one of his
Yes.
partners. Yes, and then my dad went with Hank.
Yes.
No, I know that. I know the history.
We
Yeah.
go back.
Uh,
And I go back with the Gittelsons too.
Oh, big time. That's a whole religious thing. I have nothing to do with that. That's a whole.
no,
Right?
I go back
Yeah.
with the Gibsons too, because Carla and I we were in a couple classes together. She's a
Did you go to BV?
no ER.
No, get out of
ER. Of course you did. Of course you did. Of
Rules.
course you went to ER.
Yeah.
The pinky flares. I just said that to legitimize our whole cemented love thing. that we
I
got.
try not to let too many people know that I dated.
If anybody's
some-
listening
I married
and
somebody who went
doesn't
below the
understand what
tracks.
we're talking about, BV and
So
ER,
did I, bro. So did I.
we grew up in Beverly Hills, and there were 4 elementary schools, and
Okay.
Beverly Vista was one of them, and it's the best because I went. there.
Okay.
Well, you didn't mention the other 3.
Yeah,
you just
right.
mentioned
How
You
did
don't
that?
need
wait,
to. You don't need to.
Oh, you
Oh,
don't. need to?
Hawthorne and El Rodeo. Okay, so there was Hawthorne, then El Rodeo, then
Yeah.
Beverly Vista, then Horace Mann. That's how I'd rate.
That's how it got rated. I can't argue with that.
BV was below the tracks, but come on,
Yes, it
we
was.
brought it.
All
We
right.
are tough.
Mm.
Did you were below the tracks top?
Ass.
Below
Okay.
the tracks top.
By the way, I just want to say,
Certainly.
I rode my bike. Okay. You know like a tough little kid I was? When I went to BV, I lived on Oakhurst and Beverly Boulevard. Do you know how far away that was from BV?
Yes, I do.
No helmet. No, my mom just sent me out there. It
Hair
was
flying.
probably like a 2-mile, 3-mile ride to school in the morning. I was in what, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. That's how, we rolled back then. I don't even know why I just said that. Okay.
Truly the
Because
golden ghetto.
I'm talking about how tough
All right, so
BV chicks are.
I have a Phil.
including your wife,
Let me.
Carla.
Yes, Phil.
Yes, yes,
What
sir.
would Jackie Chiles say about what's going on right now?
Oh my. Oh, I haven't even thought about how he would filter this, but how would he filter this? if that man on the podium don't shut up and let my boy Tony Fauci tell the truth, it's about to get medieval up in here. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Plain as a note on my face. But I love my man Cuomo. He's from the state. You know, I'm telling you right now, if Biden doesn't go with a woman vice president, I'll say he go with Andrew Cuomo. Cuomo, he's the man.
Yeah,
It kind of is.
kind of a
Yeah.
wow.
You
Look
tell
at
it like it is. I like
Biden
that.
Cuomo.
I sort of like that
Kinda
ticket.
Nice ticket.
Never going to
All right.
happen, but
Yeah.
Well, you never know.
no, he's got to go with a woman.
All right. Phil, we love you. Love
you,
Carla.
guys. Thank you for.
Love you
Yeah,
so much.
this is-
Where is Carla? Is your
She's
camera ready?
she's out in the she's out in the other room with the dog,
Can you bring her in?
just chilling. Why don't we do another segment with her? So then she's ready.
Okay, well,
Now she gets, and then she's like, "Why didn't you just call me in here? And why do you do that?" You know. Thanks, Trevor. I'd be like, "Thanks, Trevor."
that would be a nice balance.
Yeah, let's do it. And we can talk about the other stuff in the relationship.
That'd
She
be
can
great.
answer from her end.
Yeah.
This whole thing we're talking about, the physical.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely worth it. All right,
Thank you,
Phil.
guys. Appreciate
Have a
it.
great rest of the day. Love you.
Stay safe.
and,
Stay
be
well.
Look forward to your workout on IG and
Thank you.
everything else. Where can people find you?
I'm at the Phil Morris on either Instagram or Twitter, and then my Facebook page is open to the public. It's Phil Morris, in case you forgot.
Excellent.
Okay.
Right
And
on.
I always screw this up, but here we go. You can find Robbie and I at dunbeansingle.com, and you can follow us at dunbeansingle.
Why is that difficult? It
And if
should
you
be
want
so
to find
simple.
me, and I don't know, just check me out. If you want to look at my tits,
Never
you
a
can go to
bad thing.
www.trevorbrandon.com. TrevorBrandonSharf.com.
Vault. You blew that. She blows her name. How about that?
What? Better I, well,
Blow mine.
blow you than my name.
That's
Okay.
always better.
Phil, you're a good sport. You're a
much
wise
fun.
man.
This
All
is
right.
good.
You
Thank
are
you, guys.
guru material.
Have a great rest of the day and night. And yes.
Namaste, baby.
Namaste. Namaste.
Seriously, namaste.
Everybody will s-
Nama fucking stay, man.
Yeah, totally. All day, every day.
Yeah, right?
Love you guys so much.
Love you.
Keep doing what you do.
Thanks, man. You
Thanks,
too.
Phil.
See you later.
All right, baby.
Bye.
Bye.
I brought you a
Okay.
bra.